Hey everyone, I was recently asked to put out a video on how to tune the violin professionally. And I thought about it, and it's if you're a professional, it's not a problem to tune your violin. You're already used to it. It's harder when you are a student, especially if you're a young student, to really do it. So I'm going to divide the this suggestion to two. One is what do you tune it to? How do you hear or how do you tune it to? And the other one is what do you physically do to tune it? And the different ways of tuning the violin. So first of all, we tune the A first. Usually that's what we do, and then what happens is today we have either we play an A or we get an A from somebody. If you're an orchestra, you get an A from the oboe, or you can get it from a piano. Today we get it from a machine. Any tuner free app will do it to you. You can give you an A, or you can play and it can actually signal you if you're too high or too low. So basically, you tune the A, and then if you want to do it traditionally, you take the A and then you compare the other strings to the A. So and make sure they are exactly fifth apart, quinta. Now, some of you would not know what it is, and that's okay. But if you know what it is, you know what to hear it, and if you don't, you will learn how to do it. And if you want, in the meantime, just use an app. Just take an E and play an E, and just make sure that the E or the Mi, whatever you call it, and then you take a D, and then you use the app, and that's just very easy. Now, how to tune? That's a little bit more difficult, or let's say can get frustrating to some people. So let's divide it. First of all, we have the fine tuners, which are those little buttons here. And in professional violins, they will usually be only on the E string. A fine tuner, so although some will use all strings. On students violin, there will be a fine tuner for every string, and I do recommend using them because they are just a little bit more sensitive, and usually the pegs on student violins can get nasty, and it's usually cheap violins, and so you can just do some more damage, or you can rip a string more easily. You try to use the fine tuner, and basically clockwise will tune it up, and anti-clockwise will tune it down. Usually your violin will lose the height of the string, so the string will become more loose. So you're basically supposed to like tune it up most of the time, but it's again, you look at the app and it will tell you what to do. But basically I'm holding the violin with my chin and neck, and then I'm playing, and then I'm so use the tuners as much as you can. Now, pegs. There's obviously a peg. Each peg is allocated to another string, and basically, you can first of all, if you're not really sure, you want to use both hands. You can actually just hold the violin and pluck it, and use the other hand to just turn it around as you pluck it. I go. That's a good way of doing this, and you just want to make sure that when you are loosening, you are a little bit twisting out, and when you want to turn it back in, you want to press it a little more in against your hand, and the other way around when it's the other side. Now, professionally, what we do is that we use one hand to tune and one hand to listen to. And for this you need leverage. You need to find a way of doing leverage. So if I'm using my left side pegs, okay, so it's the D string and the G string, and I want to turn them around, I would actually put one or two fingers on the other side, okay, of the violin head to use as leverage, and so I'm moving See, I'm moving the peg. Depending on how the peg is situated, it can be easy or it can get a little more complicated. You need to find how to do it, but in which angle. But you want at least half of your hand on the other side of the violin. Now, if you're going to the E and the A side of the violin, you know, you might need to like turn this around. See, and I'm using this finger in order to brace the violin and to basically twist the peg into the violin. Now, if your pegs are in good condition, you might not even need to press at all, and you just like me, just move back and forth. But a lot of the time it will get loose, and you want to move it against, or you can do it against the leg. If you're sitting down, unless it's in a concert, it can get embarrassing like that. I hope it helps. Let me know.